Alright, so I'm going to be clearing up some misinformation about the Roche limit. So what even is the Roche limit anyways? So the Roche limit is the closest an object can orbit to its parent before the tidal forces overpowered the orbiter's own gravity. So currently right now, the moon is in the Roche limit of the Earth. Most animations, like this one, show an object like the moon crumbling and fully turning into perfectly symmetrical rings. But wait, is that really true? According to my poll, most people think it's true, but in fact it's false. So let me check my accurate simulation for Roche limit. So this is the moon orbiting 18,000 kilometers away from the Earth, which is the Roche limit. So let's see what happens. Interesting, right? So, the moon ends up stretching like spaghetti, crashing into the Earth at the beginning, and half of it managed to escape like this. This goes like completely against all those animations you see, right? Alright, let's have an analysis about what's really going on here. Like, why didn't the moon completely crumble? Why did it escape? Why did it survive? First of all, the middle section of the moon is orbiting at the perfect speed to maintain a perfect orbit, but the closer side of the moon is closer to the Earth, meaning that it would have to orbit faster to maintain a perfect orbit. The far side of the moon is completely the opposite, as it would have to go slower to orbit perfectly since it's further away from the Earth. Since everything orbits at the same speed here, the inner side is going to want to fall into the Earth, because it orbits way too slowly, and meanwhile, the further side orbits too fast because it's orbiting at the same rate as someone who is closer. So it wants to stretch apart and fly away. This falling in and flying away stretches the moon apart, and the reason why it looks so liquidy here is because the rock cohesion doesn't actually matter at these massive scales. The rocks would instantly break apart and basically just slide against each other and grind each other down to I guess to dust, which would act like a liquid. Alright, so why is the ring so eccentric? The reason why the ring is so eccentric is because the closer and further sides don't have a perfect orbit because of their speed, making them go further out and closer in than needed, basically making them eccentric. The reason why the moon would survive is because as it loses mass, it has to conserve angular momentum. This would make the moon speed up to keep the momentum the same, just like how a finger skater would tuck in their arms so that they'd spin faster. This would launch the moon outside of the Roche limit, keeping it alive. So why are all these demos inaccurate? I'm not quite sure why, but I know for one, they're not meant to be completely accurate. They're supposed to help you understand the topic more, but these inaccuracies can be dangerous if nobody is taught the full story. As you see in the poll, most people got the question wrong because they rely on what was showed to them. And I even get hundreds of comments saying, "Oh, my simulations of head-on collisions are inaccurate, blah blah blah. They would turn into rings at the Roche limit, blah blah blah." But that's simply just not true. Alright, so let's say the moon was going to hit directly into the Earth. What do you think would happen? The moon would turn into rings around the Earth? Or would it just hit right into Earth, since you've learned how the Roche limit actually works? Well, unfortunate for them, it would crash right into Earth. Sure, tidal forces on the moon would be stronger, stretching it apart, but the moon doesn't have enough time to stretch apart. And plus, since it's not in a perfect orbit, it wouldn't become rings, it would just crash right into the Earth. Not enough momentum. Hopefully this video will clear up some misinformation going on in your mind. And also try to spread this video around because, education's pretty important. And thank you for finishing a long form video. Comment what you want to see next. Comment what do you think about the subject. See you. Oh, I messed up so bad.